Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Sichamba Jacob. So with me here, I have a question, and this question came in 2022 ECZ Mathematics Paper 2. So for this question, we are supposed to answer it on a graph paper, okay? Sheet of graph paper. So the question reads, a businessman intends to sell two types of markers, permanent and dry erase. He decides that there should be at least 20 permanent markers and at least 10 dry erase markers in order to make his business stable. He decides to order not more than 70 markers altogether. The order price of a permanent marker is 15 kwacha and the of a dry erase marker is 20 kwacha. He is prepared to spend not more than 1,200 kwacha altogether. Let X represent number of permanent markers and Y the number of dry erase markers. Write 4 inequalities to satisfy the above conditions. All right, so without wasting much of our time, we need to have a graph paper. So this is a graph paper right here. I guess you can see. We also need a pencil. We need a rubber, we need a ruler. Okay, so let's try to understand a little bit of some terminologies here. So number one, we have at least. So what do you think at least is all about? This is greater or equal to. When we go to at most, this is the opposite. Less or equal to. This one would just be like this. This one, it's greater like this. I guess you know all these signs. More than, it will be greater or equal to. Not more than, it will just be less or equal to. So these are the terminologies that we're supposed to know, okay, and the signs, okay. So now let's go back to the question and put the terminologies here so that it becomes easier for us to identify, okay. So what we're going to do, we'll cut here and use this side to identify the inequalities. So the question here is a businessman intends to sell two types of markers, permanent and dry erase. So when we come here, they said X is representing what? Permanent. So we're going to say X is representing permanent markers. So we write like that. And then here, Y will represent what? Dry erase markers. So we just say dry. Okay. So for dry is Y. For permanent is X. So now let's go back to the question. Here they say he decides that there should be at least 20 permanent. At least 20. Okay. Permanent. Permanent is X. So we're going to say, we're going to say X is greater or equal to 20. Okay. Next, and at least 10 dry erase markers. So Y is is greater or equal to 10. So this is X is greater or equal to 20. Y is greater or equal to to 10. We now go to, we continue with the question. In order to make his business stable, he decides to order not more than. So remember, first of all, remember here we said at least. Here we use the at least, so that's why we're using this sign, and also here at least we're using the same sign to find the inequality. But for this other one, they are saying in order to make his business stable, he decides to order not more than. So not more than, where is it? It's right here. This is less, okay? So we're going to say not more than 70 markers altogether. So altogether meaning X plus Y. So we're going to say X plus Y is less or equal to 70, okay? We come to, to the last part. The order price of permanent markers is 15 kwacha, and that of dry erase markers is 20 kwacha. He he is prepared to spend not more than 1,200 kwacha altogether. So here we're going to say 15 is for what? It's for permanent, and we know it's x there. So 15x plus 20, it's for erase, dry erase markers. So we're going to write 20y, okay? Not more than here. We know that not more than is less. So we're going to say not more than, so less or equal to 1,200 kwacha, okay? So these are the 4 inequalities, 1, 2, 3, 4, of which this one can be reduced. We can divide throughout by 5 so that we reduce it. So this, to this, it will be 3x plus 20, 5 into 5, 1 into 20, it's a 4 there. So I shall have 4y less or equal to, there, it will be 240. So this is what we need to keep, okay? So now, we can now drive this or these inequalities on our graph paper, okay? So all what we need here is to write the number, okay? This is question 7, okay? You write just like that, and then you say A, because we're dealing with question A, to put the inequalities. Question A here is this one here, right here. I guess you can see. So we need to write 4 inequalities which satisfy the above condition. So we have 1, we list them. 1, x, okay, is greater or equal to 20. Number 2 there, we have y is greater or equal to 10. Number 3, we have x plus y is less or equal to 70. And number 4, we have 3, where is it? It's right here, this one here. So that's 3x plus 4y is less or equal to 240. So that's it. We're done with question 1A, okay? So now we go to question B. So for question B here, they are saying using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 10 markers on each axis, draw x and y axis for 0 is less or equal to x less or equal to 80 and 0 is less or equal to y less or equal to 8 respectively, and shade the unwanted region. Show clearly the region where the solution of the inequality lies. So we just need to draw here. So we have to come up with the Cartesian plane. So let me do this. First, draw the x-axis. So it will be like this. Okay. So make sure you do it nicely and perfect. So this is our x-axis. So we write x. Okay. This is our x-axis. We're done with our x-axis. We go to the y-axis. So the y-axis will be right here. Okay, so we're done with the y-axis. Now, following the scale that we've been given, 0 is less or equal to x less or equal to 80 here, right here. So following this scale, and they have said 2 centimeters to represent 10 markers. So 2 centimeters, that's x-axis. So this is from here to here is 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters. So we'll be moving in tens. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 there. Okay, we are moving in tens. Even this side, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 there. So this is our y-axis. Okay, so now after doing this, we now started doing the inequalities or drawing the inequalities. So the first one here, we know it's x is greater or equal to 20. So to draw this one, we go to x-axis. So x-axis here, we check where is 20? 20 is right here. So we draw the line passing at 20 on the x-axis. So this is the line. It's at 20. You can see it's touching 20 here. It's passing at 20. So now, which side are we supposed to shade? The right side or the left side? Let's check. Because this is the x is greater or equal to 20. So now, which side are we supposed to shade? We are supposed to shade the opposite, which is the left side. Because the greater side is this way. Now, we'll shade the opposite. So this is how it will look like. So make sure your shading is clear and perfect. It's seeing the side that you are shading. You must make sure that the markers are able to see the side that you've shaded, okay? And shouldn't be crossing the line going this way. I mean, yeah, going this way to the right side. So from the line, just like that, you shade nicely so that whoever see or comes across your work, they're able to see what you're doing. So that's one line. Next, we have y is greater or equal to 10. So now we go to the y-axis. It's right here. The y-axis, you make that line and write it. Y is greater or equal to 10. So y is greater or equal to 10. We are going to shade the opposite, the less part, because the greater part is up here. So we shade the opposite, which is the less part. And it's down right here. So this is what we are doing. You always shade the opposite. Okay, so they've given us greater, we shade the opposite. Next, we go to this right here. X plus y is equal is less or equal to 70. So this inequality is passing at 70. Here 70, and where is the 70 here? It's down here, 70 this side. Okay, so you just put your ruler like this, make it pass at 70. Okay, so how did I know that it's passing at 70? You just say x is equal to 0, you remain with when you say x is equal to 0, you remain with y is greater or equal to 70, meaning it's passing at 70 on y-axis, which is right here. And then you say y is equal to 0, you remain with x is less or equal to 70. So it's passing at 70 on the x-axis. Now, if you look at this line, which side is less? It's down here, and the greater is up there. So they are saying less. So we're going to write this is y. Let me put it here. Is x plus y is less or equal to 70. It's very important to be indicating. So we're shading the greater part. Okay, so we're shading the greater part, just like that. Okay, this is what we are shading. Okay, so make sure that you shade nicely, just like that. Lastly, we come to this inequality in terms of shading. Okay, so here we need to do a little bit of some calculations. So this one, 3x plus 4y is less or equal to 240. So because here, if you can see nicely here, the coefficient here, it's a 1 and it's a 1. That's why we're just saying direct x is equals to 0 or y is equals to 0 and do the calculations. But for this one, we need to do a little bit of some work. So we're going to say let x be equal to 0, like we did on this one. So now let's calculate. So when x is 0, we put 0 here, or we substitute. So this is what we're going to get. This one will cancel. We shall have 4y is less or equal to 240. Divide by 4, divide by 4. So this one will cancel. Y will be less or equal to this one into this. It will give us a 60. Okay. So meaning it's passing at 60 on the y-axis. So where is 60? It's right here. Okay. So we come to the x-axis. We want to find where it's crossing the x-axis. So we shall say let y be equal to 0. So we're going to substitute a 0 here. We shall have 3x plus 4. And the 0 here is less or equal to 240. We solve 3x is less or equal to 240. Because this is a 0. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X will be equal, it will be less or equal to 80. Because 3 into 240, it's 80. So it's passing at 80. So let's find where 80 is. So 80 is right here. So now we join. So we join these 2 points. 60 and 80. 60 is right here. 80 is here. So we've joined. And we write, this is 3x plus 4y is less or equal to 240. Okay, so you can use the pen if you want to indicate this. So since it's less is down, so we shade the opposite, which is the top, greater. So you just need to show this, okay? And you definitely be marked by your marker. When you just show the shading nicely, like I'm doing here. Okay, so now we're done there, okay? So this is the point that we need. Also this point, we need it, we need it, we need it. So the region is right here. The wanted region is here, okay? So now, next here, will be now to identify the coordinates. So here, it's a 20, 10. So 20 here, 10. Here, it's a 60, 10. Here, where they are meeting, we're just picking the intersection. So this line and this one are meeting here. So this is one. This one and this one, they are meeting here. So these are the coordinates. This and this, they are meeting here. So that's 40, 30. This one here, where they're meeting, this is 20, 45. Okay, so these points are very important. Okay, they are very important. These points are very important. So the next thing here is to just pick them, okay, and write them. We need this. So let me find where to write them. So we need these points. So we have 20, 45. This one is 40, 30. This one here is 20, 10. And the last one 60, 10. This one here. This one. Okay. So now, these coordinates will help us answer the last 2 questions. Okay. So let's check the last 2 questions. Here, they are saying the profit on the sale of a permanent marker is 25 kwacha, and on each dry erase marker, profit is 30. How many markers of each type should be ordered to make maximum profit? So this is where we need these coordinates. So we're going to come up with what we call objective function. Looking at these numbers that we've been given here in the question, or the prices, this one, 25, and we know that this is for permanent. So we're going to say 25x plus, okay, 25x plus 30y is equal to, we don't know. And this is the objective a function that will help us be able to find the maximum profit. So this is the 20 we have gotten and 30 for y. So after getting this, we now start trying. So this is what we're going to do. We say, hopefully you'll be able to see, we're going to say 25, okay? So 25, let me see if you'll be able to see. 25 open bracket 20 close plus 30 open 45 close is equal to, so this one is giving us 1850. Okay, so I just got this x-axis, put it here, this one here, and calculate. It gave us this one. Okay, so the same idea will be applied here. It will give us 1900. When we get 40, put it here, and 30 here, you calculate. It will give us 1900. Here it will give us 1800. Here it will give us 800. You get this one, put it here, calculate this one here, and then calculate. It will give us 800. So now, which one is giving us the maximum? It's this one right here. So we're going to say question C1. So C1, we're going to write the objective function. Very important. This one, you just get this one. And then you say 25, open bracket, 40. This is what we were doing on the calculator. So now we just focus on the one that has given us the maximum profit. So when we calculate here, it's giving us 1000 plus here. So we say equal to, here it's giving us a 900. And when we add them, we're getting 1900 kwacha. Okay, so we're going to say permanent markers will be equal to 40, because we know that these coordinates here, this is for permanent, this is for dry erase markers. So we're going to say dry erase markers will give us 30. Okay, and lastly, the last question here, they want us to find the maximum profit. So the last question here, they're saying find the maximum profit. So the maximum profit will just be 1900 kwacha. All right, so we are finished answering this question. And this is how it looks. Very nice. So make sure your solutions are good and nicely done on this one so that you get all the marks. Okay. All right. So here we offer online tuitions. Okay. You can see what I've put here in mathematics, English, biology, science, religious education, civic education. And we also offer tuitions to grade 7, grade 8, and 9 in all the subjects. Okay? And here, all these, we offer them to from grade 10 to grade 12 and GCE. So make sure you get in touch with us and learn more. Okay? The number to contact us is right here, 0969175701. You WhatsApp or call, will be able to respond back to you. Bye-bye.